So welcome everyone to the Student Resources Arriving and Thriving in China session for DKU Bound. My name is Ting Su, and I'm part of the International Enrollment Management team at DKU. I'm just gonna let our guests introduce themselves, but let me start off by introducing Elaine. Elaine, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, my name's Elaine. I am the Resident Life Coordinator at Kunshan University. It's nice to meeting everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Xiaojing Sun, and also you can call me Dawn Sun. I'm working at the Office of International Student Services as Senior Coordinator. Good to see everyone here.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Gao. I'm the Director for Health Services. Very happy to see you today.
Hello, I'm Dr. George. I'm Dr. George Hu. I'm the Director of Counseling, Wellness, Disability, and Accommodation here at DKU.
Thank you, everyone. And Elaine will be our first speaker today.
Okay, I will go ahead and share my screen then. Okay, hi everyone. As I just introduced myself, I am currently a Resident Life Coordinator at Kunshan University, and I will share a little bit more on behalf of Resident Life and share some of more living experience at DKU campus. So for Resident Life, our mission is to create opportunities to live, learn, and lead while residents develop their potential, achieve their goals, and prepare for global citizenry. And also, we are always trying to create a sense of belonging through departmental and RA lead activities. We help students to build strong connections and to hope everyone can feel it's like home when they living and study at DKU. And we also focus a lot on cultural exchange, especially for first-year students. We always try to pair international and Chinese students live together to create a diverse and inclusive environment. During winter break and summer break, our resident hall will be closed, and that period is actually allowed for maintenance and preparation for upcoming terms. And for room and floor structures, first year only, we usually will put first year students only with freshmen, and they always live on gender floors. And all the rooms are double rooms. So everyone will have two people in the room, and we promote roommate bonding and share experiences. And a lot of people, the most common question we get is related with room applications, especially for upcoming new students. So for room application, usually we start during summertime. The room application will be open. Students will be able to receive notification and email from your DKU email address. And for roommate pairing, we ask series of questions about lifestyles and try to do our best for matchings. And first-year international students are paired with roommates from China, fostering intercultural exchange and to encourage new connections and broaden perspectives specific. However, we do not accept specific roommate requests. And after first year, people will be able to select your own roommate for your future study at DKU. And for student accommodation services office, we do provide support students with specific needs and accommodations within residence hall. They are separate office from Resident Life, but we work very closely together. And we also have live learning communities that is cluster students with shared interest in arts, leadership, wellness, and global citizenship. We also have learning community research assistants and faculty in residence hall help to guide and support these communities, offering mentorship and programming that within the theme I just mentioned earlier within the residence hall. We also try to offering outside of classroom learning, educational events, workshop happen in the residence hall very often. And within residence hall, we have study space as well. Each residence hall have equipped team rooms, study rooms to provide quiet and focused environment to support students' academic success. Also, another thing I want to mention is about student conduct support. Resident Life supports the student conduct process to uphold community standards. And we emphasize a learning-centered approach that encourage personal accountabilities and growth. And for lead, students are encouraged to shape their living experience by proposing ideas, voicing concern, and participants in hall events. And community buildings are often through collaborations. We have students always co-create community building ideas with our learning community research assistants, resident assistants to enhance the living experience. And also freshmen, we just have a Freshman Fridays comes out. So first year freshman students also can get the opportunities to hold events with their RAs to guidance to first peer connections and develop their leadership skills inside of the residence hall. And we're also working closely with different clubs and campus departments together to create more residence hall events. And we also have Olympics try to building team spirit. Olympics is a very exciting internal hall competitions to encourage teamwork, creativity, and friendly among the residence hall. And another big part of Resident Life is we offer student worker opportunities. Students can future develop their leadership skills by taking on student worker roles within Residence Life, contributing to hall operations and event planning. And we do student worker recruitments every year, especially mainly for learning community research assistants and resident assistants. And that's pretty much the general information I can provide. And here's the contact information for Resident Life. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us. And here's our website and our official WeChat account. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. And for our participants, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box. Okay, so next up we have Dawn.
Yeah, thank you, Ting. Let me share my screen first. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, everyone. I'm Xiaojing Sun, working from the Office of International Student Services. Today, I'm going to share some visa application information with everyone here. First of all, I would like to give everyone a brief introduction about our office. So International Student Services, ISS, normally we are providing the logistical support for international students related to processing visas, passport renew, resident permit, travel, or coordinating some resource or services that related to the immigration services. So we can also provide a wide variety of services and activities for international students from many different countries. So for the next several years after you enrolled at DKU, we will work together very closely regarding visa processing. Today in my session, I will cover these topics like a brief introduction and also the foundation of a Chinese visa application, and also DQ support for your student visa and a general timeline of visa application and some other useful tips for everyone. So, okay, let's start with sorry. The first step, step one, I just want to have everyone get a quick question for everyone. What do you think if you would like to apply for visa? The first step, what do you think would the first step you're gonna need to do? You can type your answer in the box, chat box. Okay, here the first step. Normally, I think first of all, of course we need to have our passport ready. So I believe a lot of student email our office already asked about this one. First of all, check your passport validity. So if we don't have the passport, and we cannot move forward for the next step. So normally we should have a passport valid for at least 6 months. This is required to apply for a Chinese related visa, no matter what type of visa. For DKU international student, we're gonna need to apply for the visa type called X2 visa. It's a student visa. So for this visa, this is issued to those who intend to study in China for a period of more than 180 days. So for the student, we highly recommend if you can have a passport ready and also at least 6 months validity and also 2 blank pages. That's the at least you need to be ready for that. So if you have the passport can cover, I mean, your DQ study, that would be best. So if you do so, once you get your visa or resident permit, you don't need to do that again at the DQU for 4 years. But of course, if you don't have the passport that can valid like last for 4 years, it's okay. But we have to have the passport ready at least 6 months. That is required from the Chinese embassy or consulates. So we need to kind of know that. And the next step, we want to know, so we need to double check and also identify the Chinese embassy or consulate that of your home residence under your home resident jurisdiction. So you will need to go like where you can go to apply for your Chinese visa. After you know that, we're gonna need to check and follow up for the accurate and latest X1 visa of your the X1 visa policy of your local Chinese embassy. Of course, that is have to under your jurisdiction of your residence. So normally we can check our Chinese embassy, I mean local Chinese embassy official website. Sometimes the website might be not very updated to the latest information. You may need to call them or email them. If necessary, sometimes we can walk in for accurate information about their latest policy. So get all those information together. Sometime since we have so many countries or regions, so general visa policy is similar. I mean, it's similar in all consulates or embassies, but the specific requirements like document or process instructions maybe they vary by each Chinese embassy. So that's why it's necessary and very important. You're gonna need to check very carefully on their official website for the X2 visa requirement and also the policy, the documents, those kind of things. So after we check all the documents and also their requirements for visa application, the next step that we're gonna need to prepare for our visa application. So you're not alone, but for visa application, I mean, for DKU, we're gonna support for your Chinese visa application, but also on the other hand, you also need to prepare on your own side for general visa documents. For example, you're gonna need to have your passport ready, which I mentioned in previous slide. And also you need to prepare some photos. Some embassy, they might require for the fingerprints, those kind of things. And also before the visa application, you're gonna need to go through all their steps and also instructions. You will need to fill out the Chinese online visa application form. And also, if they need us to make appointment for the Chinese embassy, you also need to make an appointment before you go to the Chinese embassy. Some embassy or consulate, maybe they're not required for the appointment. You can walk in, but also you're gonna need to double check when you're able to walk in, what time for that, where's the embassy. So this all the homework that we need to do from our student side to get ready. And that's why I also mentioned in the step 2, we're gonna need to check the local embassy and also the local Chinese embassy's requirement for those detailed information. Also, on the other hand, I mean, from DKU, we're gonna provide two of the most important documents for your visa application. So one is GW22 form, that's we call that one. The other one is called admission notice, which is provided from the enrollment office. So for the GW22 form, this one, we're gonna send out this form. This is electronic copy. It's not physical copy. And we will send out those a survey collection form for this form. So we're gonna do that in the mid of May. So I will share the general timeline later in the next slide. So this form is very, very important. And we will also share the detailed instruction about how to fill out the form later with everyone. So the next one, the admission notice, this one is also one of the most important document that you need to bring to Chinese embassy to apply for visa. Or some other embassy or consulate, maybe they also require some supporting document. So this is very flexible for this one. You can reach out to IS if your Chinese embassy require that supporting documents and let us know. But for GW22 form and admission notice, this two form, so very, very important for everyone, for every international student who wants to apply for the X2 visa. But of course, DQ support not only for these two forms. We also, for example, if you have any question during your visa application period, or if you have any inquiries, you can reach out to us. And also, let's see how to help everyone to do that. And also, we will share some pre-departure or arrival information to provide some useful instruction for everyone when the days come close. Of course, no matter for DQU and also for students, we would want our student check your DQ email daily, respond quickly, and then we can, if you have questions, you can reach out to us through Discord or through your email and WeChat or Teams. Even if you have some very complicated case, individual case or needs, we can have a Zoom meeting to talk that individually to help you. This is the general timeline for student visa application for everyone, but it's also subject to change because we will see for everyone what for this year will happen. So for the visa email, we're gonna send out the visa documents collection quadric survey to everyone around the mid of May, and to every student. Once you receive that email, you will also receive the instruction about the visa application. Don't worry about that. You will know how to fill out the form. And when you fill out the survey, we're gonna collect them and also put all of the information about you. About your especially the passport information, your address. That's very, very important because we're gonna need to upload those information to Jiangsu Education Department of China. So we're gonna upload to them, and then it will take about like 2 to 3 weeks for them to review and get it approved. Once we get approved GW22 form, that's what we called the form that you will need for your visa application. We will send the electronic copy to everyone. Remember, this is not physical copy. You will receive that through your DQ email. So that's why we need our student to pay attention to their email regularly. So once you receive the GW22 form, and then we're gonna need, when we receive that one, we will also mail the admission notice to everyone at the same time. So normally for the international mailing services, take at least 2 weeks. So for different countries, they might have different times for that. So pay attention. That's why when you fill out the survey, you will need to fill out the accurate address to us. So that will be very, very helpful for the later. So after we mailed all the admission notice and you receive the electronic copy GW22 form, you can collect those forms. And then prepare your documents, other document together to go to Chinese embassy for your visa application. So around like the end of June, I believe most of the students can receive all those documents and you can go to the embassy, plan your travel to DQ. So, and then report later after you get your visa, you report your travel plan or visa copy to ISS later. So this is the general timeline subject to change. We will update everyone if there's anything change or adjustment later. So just give you a heads up later when you start for the visa application. Some important consideration or action or helpful tips for everyone. First of all, of course, passport is very, very important. If you do not have a passport or valid passport, please request or renew your passport now. So no passport, we're gonna do nothing. We even we want to help you, we don't know how, but the passport is very, very important. So, but if your passport cannot cover the 4 years period of study period of DKU, it's okay. At least the passport, you can try your passport, you can check your passport if your validity that can be, go through like December, the end of December of this year. And also, you will be without a passport in your possession while you are applying for the visa. So if you have a travel plan later, think about that. So make sure you do not plan on traveling with your passport during the application time because we don't know. Maybe the embassy or consulate need some information, or maybe the Jiangsu Education Department needs some accurate information from you. That's why you have your passport ready for all the time. We do have some students, especially they have some summer travel. During the summertime when you're applying for the visa, we want to give everyone know that this is, it's required that to apply for Chinese X1 visa at the consulate, we have to, at the home residence. You have to stay at your home residence under your resident jurisdiction to apply for your visa. So it's better to apply at your home residence, at your home country. If you do plan to travel the summer outside of your home residence, you will need to plan the time. It's better not conflict with each other. And also, you will also need to double check the travel country, whether you have your resident proof in the travel country. If you don't have, then you will need to go to your home residence, home country to apply for the visa. So that's why it's very, very important that plan the timing and also check with the local Chinese embassy or consulate for the accurate information about the visa application. But of course, after you submit all the documents or you make the appointment to go to the embassy, check the visa processing time. Generally, every week, I would say, because the visa especially is very, very important for you to know when you can get it. So while getting your visa, of course, contact and keep us posted once you have your visa ready. So we know, oh, you get your visa and what else? What the next step we can help you to do to move forward. And also later we will share everyone with a form or to know like your pre-departure arrival information with ISS. So DKU moving day is for this year is Friday, August 8th, 2025. So we really recommend that you can move in on that day. Arrive day is August 8th if you can book the flight. But something happened if you need to arrive earlier. We do not recommend, entering China prior 3 or 4 days earlier the moving day, because normally for everyone, for every X1 holders, you will only have 30 days from entry to complete additional steps for a resident permit. So the early you arrive, so the early you're gonna need to go to apply for the resident permit. So that's why it's better to arrive on that day. Of course, avoid arriving later. That's bad. If you really need to arrive earlier, you're gonna need to plan on booking accommodations, making, separate plans in Shanghai or Kunshan, like where you're gonna stay, or which hotel you're gonna need to book that one. So you're gonna need to think about that. So it's very, very important for everyone. Last, I want to share our contact information. This is our Office of International Student Services public email. So you can email us anytime you feel like you really have some question about the visa application or some other pre-arrival or pre-departure arrival questions. And this is our the website. On the website, we have a lot of detailed information regarding visa application, some pre-departure or arrival info. So you can take for that for reference. That's very, very helpful. So if you have a question later, we're gonna answer later for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. And okay.
Thank you,
And
Jim.
then thank you. And then next up we have Dr. Gao.
Hello, everyone. For today, I'm going to introduce our services. Our office, the name is Health Services, and so that you can get a rough idea how will be the medical care looks like in China after you come to DKU. So the most important work of our office is that we are running a general clinic on campus. You can see some photos of our clinic. This is a very new clinic. We moved in about 2 years ago. So the facilities are very, I would say, is very good and the international standard. So what services we can offer here? So the most important part is about primary care. So we offer outpatient clinic during office hours. So we can treat and manage most common medical problems on campus, so that you do not need to go out of campus for such problem. So it's very convenient for our DKU community. Also, we provide medical emergency support 24/7. So this means there will be a nurse stay on campus, always stay on campus to be on call and respond to any medical emergencies on campus, especially for during the night and weekends when the clinic is closed. And also we provide referral services. This means if you need like a specialist care, because all the physicians in on-campus clinic is family physician. If you need specialist care, sometimes urgent emergency care, so we can try to help you to provide external medical resources, and sometimes even we can get an appointment for you directly and try to coordinating the transport for you. Also, we have a pharmacy in the clinic. This pharmacy, we can provide about more than 200 to 300 different kinds of medicines. So this means we can meet most of the common needs here. You do not need to find another pharmacy. So after the prescription is done in clinic, you can directly get the medications from the clinic. Also, we can provide laboratory services. We have a built-in lab. We can do some basic blood tests here in clinic. Also, we recently started external lab services. If you want more lab tests, we can also help you to send out. We also provide nutritional services. So we have a part-time dietitian. She comes to campus about 1 or twice per month. So if you have such needs, you can also make appointment. I want to say, because we are a clinic, we are a health services office in a university. We are not only a pure medical institute. So we always aim to provide these services is more like students centered, and of course evidence-based, but we are trying to provide a high standard services for our DKU students. So our services for students, medical services, are totally free for students, unless you want to use some very expensive medicines or you want to use external lab. So the medicines and consultations from on-campus clinic is all free, but we charge faculty and staff through insurance, so that's a different part. Also, our medical staff here, including doctors and nurses, we are all bilingual. So it means we can serve Chinese students and also international students. And our reservation system is called point and click. This system is same as Duke's medical health system, so it's very convenient for you to make appointment and communicate with us. Also, our location is very good. We are at the community center just above the canteen, so it's very convenient for you to drop by. Also, we provide, I think, closer follow-up and continued care for our students. For example, if you are hospitalized in an external hospital, after you discharged, we can continue to take care of you. We always do the follow-up for the students who are really sick. So in case they still need our help. Also, patients' confidentiality, of course, is very important here. Besides medical services, we offer DKU community health education and promotion programs. So this helps DKU students to acquire health knowledges and skills, and help them to maintain healthy behaviors. So this, we believe, sometimes can benefit their lives. So we also offer student worker positions. The student worker position for us is mainly help us to do some health programs for DKU community. And the title of our student worker here is we call it peer health educator. So if you are really interested in this area, you can try to apply. So sometimes you need to go to an outside hospital because you are all international students. So if most local Chinese hospitals, they do not speak English. So most likely you will need an international hospital. So in Kunshan, Suzhou, and Shanghai areas, so there are few international hospitals for you to choose. The most commonly used two international hospitals for us is one is Shanghai Jianhui International Hospital, another is Shanghai United Family Hospital. They are all general hospital, and the services are quite okay. The only thing is you need to the transport. If you take a taxi, this will take about 1 hour. And Shanghai Jianhui International Hospital is our medical partner. If you want to get appointment there, we can help you to directly get one. It's very convenient. And both hospitals are covered. Most of the treatment are covered by the DKU students' commercial insurance plan. Some for the new students, sometimes they have such questions like, I'm taking a medication. I'm not sure whether this medication is available in China. I want to know whether I can bring some medications or whether I can refill the medications after arriving in DKU. So you can try to check it by yourself if you want to. You can go to this website. This is a Chinese government website, and this website support English searching. So you can try to type the name of medicine here. Try the chemical name, not the brand name. Chemical name here. You can try different categories and click search. Then if you can find something there, so this means this medication is most likely available in China. If nothing comes out, most likely it's not available here. Sometimes you may have difficulty to do it by yourself. So we always receive the emails from our new students asking questions about medication and treatments in China. So if you have such questions, you can directly email our office. We can try to help you. Also, you can go to our website. There are a lot of detailed information on this website. For example, the vaccination requirement for international students and what you need to prepare as a freshman new student. So I believe you can find most of things you want on this website. Okay, that's all my presentation. So if you have any questions, you can ask later during the Q&A session.
Thank you, Dr. Gao and Dr. Hu.
Hello, hi. All right, my turn. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Well, good morning or good day, everyone. Like I said, my name is George. I am the Director of Counseling, Wellness, Disability, and Accommodations, and I'm really happy to share our services here with you today. All right. So this picture needs updating, but we have 4 full-time counselors here, including myself, and also a coordinator and also a caseworker. So these are the counselors that we have. All of our counselors can speak both English and Chinese. All of our counselors have had at least a portion of their training in the US and outside of China, and all of our counselors are appropriately licensed. So we're really proud to be able to offer that kind of bilingual service here for our students. I'm going to move here. Among our services, we have individual counseling, we have group counselings, we have a variety of workshops and outreach programs, including a monthly newsletter that we email to students. We have online self-help programs that we offer, and we also offer referrals for students in case they need additional support outside of DKU. Also, we have after-hours emergency services. So if there is a mental health emergency outside of our working hours, we can address it through that. So some of our workshops, we have all types of workshops that we have. Some of them are clinically focused, such as suicide prevention and anxiety reduction. Others are early intervention focused and prevention focused, such as kite making and mindfulness and yoga. So here are some pictures of our activities. One of our most popular ones is Fluffy Day, where we welcome a bunch of puppies to campus so that people can interact with them. Wanted to also share with you another resource, and this is a student-run organization. It's called Peer for You, and what they do is they offer a variety of peer-led services. So all of their services are run by students, but they're advised and supervised by us here at Counseling and Wellness. So they offer one-on-one drop-in sessions as well as group support sessions for students here. Also, we have a variety of spots on campus that you can go to if you just need a quiet spot to relax, de-stress. We also have some programs in these spaces. We have quiet meditation rooms. One of them is in the undergraduate residence hall. The other is in the graduate student residence hall. We also have a counseling and wellness resource room here at the community center. Where we are based. And it's not inside our office, it's outside of our office, but it's accessible to everyone. And in there, you'll find, like I said, a quiet place for a break, but also resources for mindfulness, for stress reduction, relaxation, and also other mental health resources, books, and brochures. We also have a student food pantry, and this pantry is located in our resource room here in the community center. And what this offers is free food for those with financial need. It is for those with financial need, so there is an honor system, and it's not for people unless you have a financial need. Okay. So I wanted to also, share with you that we have what's called a care system here. And the care system is a system available for all members of the DKU community, whether students, faculty, or staff, that can refer or report a concern about somebody. Sometimes it's if students haven't shown up to class for a while or there's some other concern, people can make a report and we will meet as a team to address that. One of our free online self-help products that we offer to students is WellTrack. WellTrack offers a free self-help resources depending on your area of need. So you can log into the system, take a short survey, and then access their resources according to what you need. And here are some samples of our monthly newsletter. Like I said, we also have referral services. We have fast track services with a variety of outside resources, hospitals, clinics, counselors, psychiatrists, both in Kunshan, Suzhou, and Shanghai. Like Dr. Gao mentioned, Kunshan, we are in the city of Kunshan. Suzhou is about 30 minutes away. Shanghai is about 45 minutes to an hour, or sometimes even 2 hours away, depending on what area of Shanghai you're going to. We also have, these are some resources that are offered free of charge in China for people who need them. And when you matriculate here, we'll discuss this more with you in orientation. And like I said, we have an after-hours emergency service that we run for people on the evenings and weekends. I wanted to also say that we have accommodations available. If you have an identified disability or disorder, there may be accommodations available to you, and the other presenters have touched on this a little bit. In order to request those, you can do so by emailing us at saso@dukekunshan.edu.cn. And we can direct you to instructions on how to apply. Dr. Gao mentioned some common medications, and I'm about to go into the student insurance plans, but I wanted to discuss some common mental health medications, and we get a lot of questions about these. Most of the antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, like your SSRIs or SNRIs, will be available here. They may be imported. Some of them may be imported. Some of them may be made here locally. A big question that we get a lot is for ADHD medications, for stimulants, right? And in China, there are really only 2 available now, a little bit more. The methylphenidate, which some people know as Ritalin or Concerta, we have the Concerta form available here in China only. There's also a liquid form, I believe now, but it's a Concerta form of methylphenidate. Atomoxetine, which some people might know as Strattera, we have Strattera only, the Strattera form available here. Benzodiazepines are available, but their prescription is controlled, and so we can provide more information about that if that's your need. All right, so making an appointment with us at Counseling and Wellness for our individual services or for any questions that you have, you can email us at caws@dukekunshan.edu.cn. All right, I'm going to quickly flip to another PowerPoint about student insurance plans, because we do have a fair amount of questions regarding those. All right, can you see this introduction to student health insurance plans? Okay, great. All right, so for international students, whether you are an undergraduate or graduate student, we have 2 plans available to you. It is required that as an international student that you hold health insurance. The options are to purchase health insurance through the plans that we've negotiated, or you can purchase one yourself, and I'll talk more about that a little bit later. The plans that we offer, that DKU has negotiated and offers to our students, really are this one. It's administered by AXA, which is an international insurance plan. And there are 2 choices. You can opt for plan 1 or plan 2. The difference between these 2 plans essentially is only access to high-cost providers. Some high-cost providers or doctors or medical clinics are, some of them are placed into what's called the high cost category because of their high cost. Plan 1 will give you access to things like Parkway Health in Shanghai. Outside of our local area, a lot of other providers may be high cost providers, for example, United Family in Beijing. Okay. Plan 2 is less expensive than plan 1, but does not include high-cost providers. It is useful to note that, like Dr. Gao mentioned, most of our students, if they need outside medical care, do go to either United Family or Jiahui in Shanghai, and both of those are already included in both of these plans. So it's not necessary to opt for a high-cost provider if you're going to United Family or Jiahui. Okay, those here in Shanghai, those are already included in both. Like I said, you can choose to opt out of purchasing DKU plans and instead find your own. Now, this waiver can only be granted if the plan that you have has comparable coverage to the plans that we offer. And if you have questions about that, please do email us, and we can go ahead and take a look at your plan and let you know whether that would qualify for a waiver or not. Okay. To contact our insurance company, there's a contact information there. You probably won't need this until you go on campus. Now, if you do choose to opt out and purchase your own plan, most people who do so from their home countries. Sometimes because you are purchasing that plan in your home country, it may not include what's called international rescue or emergency services here locally in China. And so we do offer another plan for those to purchase on top of the plan that you've identified yourself, in order to fill in for the missing international rescue and emergency services. And that is called our International Rescue Plan, and that's administered by a different company. If you purchase the DKU plans, this is already included and you won't need to worry about it. DKU, our DKU, just as a note, like Dr. Gao said, our DKU clinic services that Dr. Gao directs, they are free to all students and they do not involve your insurance company at all. Okay, so you don't need to worry about what's covered and what isn't if you go to the DKU clinic. Okay, that those will completely bypass the insurance process and have nothing to do with it. The insurance may have something to do. When you access the insurance is when you go outside, right? And you want to consider things like direct pay versus pay and claim. And I can talk about more of this probably after you come to DKU. But some things to keep in mind are how you pay, right? A lot of students who come to DKU as first-year students may not have previously used healthcare by themselves, or maybe their parents took care of it for them. So there are some things that you can learn about the process after you come here so that you can go see the doctor on your own. Okay, I just want to really quickly touch upon this before we end, and that's confidentiality and the role of DKU in all of this healthcare insurance process. Like Dr. Gao said, we at Counseling and Wellness, along with the clinic, we have our own record keeping system that is separate from the university. And so we maintain confidentiality here at Counseling and Wellness according to international confidentiality standards, which means that if you are an adult over the age of 18, then your information is completely confidential from all other third parties, including other areas of campus, the registrar, your professors, or anybody else. Okay, if you are over the age of 18, including your parents and family members. So there are some exceptions to that I'll go into later, but after you come here, but that's important to note. Therefore, even though we offer at DKU the insurance plans, and we've negotiated those plans, your actual healthcare decisions are between you and your doctor and sometimes the insurance company. Okay, so it does not have to involve us. Just want to let you know that it does not need to involve us. If you would like our involvement for support and help, you can. But that information is confidential to you, and you don't need to do that. All right. If you need to contact us about insurance questions, you can do so at studentinsurance@dukekunshan.edu.cn. And I think that's all for me. Okay, so Ting is messaging in the chat room that is the end of our session today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.